Hey, hey, hey. We're subtracting today. So 1.3 part 1, subtracting integers. I can subtract integers, so hopefully you can add them because now we're subtracting them. And another positive, last day of counters. I know you love your counters. So we are going to do subtracting. So key term is difference. So remember, that just means it's the result of subtracting one number from another. So it's just one of those words like sum, product, and quotient, but it's difference. So sometimes we hear subtract and sometimes we hear difference. So we are going to model all day today, no number lines today, just model, because when I go over the rule next lesson, this modeling will help kind of make sense of that rule. Okay, so we're going to take 4, take away -3. So with our counters, we'll first start with +4 counters. They want us to take away, right, subtraction, take away -3 counters. I don't have -3 counters. So how am I going to take away -3? Well, last lesson we talked about this thing called zero pairs. Remember, zero pairs are one positive and one negative that make 0. Well, if I add 0, will that really change anything? So if I go positive, negative, well, that's just 0. So this is 4 plus 0. Well, that's just 0. Well, now I have a negative counter. I don't have 3, but I at least have 1. So let's do another one. So that's still just 0. I just added 0, right? +1, -1. I got 2 negatives. I need 3, so let's do another one. So I now have -3 counters. I added 0. Adding 0 doesn't change my answer. And now what I'm going to do is take away the 3 negatives and see what I'm left with. Well, I'm left with 4 positives and 3 positives. Since they're the same, I can combine them and I can say I have 7 positive. But I'm subtracting. How did I get more? I'm subtracting. Why did I add things? Okay, let's do the next one. So we're going to start with +6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, it's telling us to subtract or take away -3. I don't have -3. I have only positives. I can't just take 3. These are not negative, so I can't take away -3. If it said take away +3, then I could. So we're going to have to add 0 pairs. So we're going to go 1 0 pair, 2 0 pairs, 3 0 pairs. And I did 3 because I need these 3 negatives. I can add as many 0 pairs as I want, but I only need 3, so that's why I added 3. So I'm going to take them away. And now I'm going to see how much I'm left with. I'm left with my 6 positive at the beginning, and I'm left with these 3 positive here. So I now have +9. And you can see I have 9 counters. And remember, these down here are just 0. This is just 0. I didn't change anything. This is 0. If you have 6 pennies and I give you 0 pennies, you still have 6. Okay, so I added 0 pairs to be able to take away my negatives. Okay, this problem's a little different. We have to start with negatives. Okay, so we're going to start with negatives. So -1, -2. They want me to take away -5. I only have 2. I need to somehow get -5 counters to take away. So let's add our 0 pairs. So 1 0 pair, that's just 0. 2 0 pairs. How many negatives do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 5. Let's add another one. How many negatives? 5. I have 5 negatives, so now I can take them away. So I'm just going to cross them off like this. These are all gone. And I'm going to see what I'm left with. Since my negatives are all gone, I actually have +3. You can see it. It's +3. How did that happen? I added 0 pairs to be able to get rid of my -5. Now notice too, I didn't need to add 5 0 pairs. I only needed to add 3 this time. So you only need to add however many you need. If you need 3, add 3. If you need 5, add 5. Okay, so last one, we're going to start with +5. And it wants me to take away +8. Well, I don't have 8, I only have 5. So I have to add my 0 pairs. So I'm going to add 1 0 pair. Notice I flipped them. It's just because I'm trying to keep those positives together this time, since I'm trying to get rid of positives. It doesn't matter. So I have 6 positives now that I can take away. I need 8, so there's 7 positives. And notice I'm not just adding positives. I'm adding 0 so that I have the positives. And then I'm going to add another one. So I have 5, 6, 7, 8. I have my 8 positives. So now that I have 8 positives, I'm going to get rid of all of these. And then I'm going to see what I'm left with. I'm actually left with -3. So 5 take away 8 is actually -3. Okay, if you need to see any of that again, rewind. If it was too fast, rewind. So things to remember. Definitely remember to add 0 pairs where needed, right? Add 0 pairs when needed. They're very important. 0 pairs don't actually change anything. I'm just adding 0. What questions do we have? What was confusing? Was it that we were adding instead of subtracting? Was it because of the 0 pairs? Make sure you ask your questions so that I can help you, because your next lesson is going to be the same thing, but the rule, it's important to understand where the rule comes from is this lesson. So this lesson is needed for our next lesson. So do not forget your questions. Okay, so fill out your form. And don't forget to tear out pages if we need them. And put them in a safe place. And I'll see you guys next class.